Hello and welcome to Solo Playhouse. I'm Matt. Today I'm playing a game that I just received a couple of days ago. I am playing Deckers, a game by Richard Wilkins, and it's an interesting game. I have been sort of playing through it a little bit, but what I thought I would do today, as I've spoken about in a couple of posts and in live streams, is instead of having everything set up and ready to go, I'm going to sort of take my time, set it up. I haven't played a full game yet, and I may not play a full game today, but my idea is to kind of show you how it generally plays and how it feels when you're first starting it. There are complex decisions to be made. The game on the surface doesn't necessarily feel really complex, but it certainly is. There's a lot of a decision space to sort of look into. So I have not set up completely, so I'm going to go through the setup. Also, I just wanted to point out that the box, the game itself, it comes in quite a small box, and it even has like info about how to pack everything away. So all the components come in little boxes in the box, which is very sort of it's produced by Pegasus Spiel, and that's generally what they do with their games, which I really love. So it's pretty easy to set up. So we are going to be playing a Decker. I have decided already that I am going to be playing Kelly Nexus, who is green, and there are 5 different colours actually, but each of them have their own specific decks, which kind of go towards the colour that they are. But anyway, this is how the game is set up. So we have things called programs here, which come in this handy little thing. And then we have installations, etc. in this box. So as you can see, it's really cool. They're all marked about which ones are which. And then we have, we can upgrade our cards. So we're going to start with 15 cards and always have 15 cards in our deck. But we also have an area that is an upgrade area, which is basically an extension to our hand, so we can upgrade our cards, which we need to do, is necessary to have any chance of surviving. But there's that deck of cards as well. First of all, though, I think I'm going to set up the play area with the server tiles, because I just want to work out how much room I'm going to need. And I think I'm going to use the basic sort of setup and play. So this is the setup that I need to do. So we have this network over here, and then we have green connected here, and then purple is here. Yellow connects at the top, so yeah, it's kind of like that, which will fit in well there. And then we have blue network down here. So this is the standard setup, and as you can see, all the numbers face the right way. So I think that will work pretty well. I've got a camera set up. Oh, pretty much perfect. Yeah, we've got one down here, which you can't quite see. There we go. That works. So that is our network. And I'm going to go through the setup. So we've got the 2 boxes. We selected a player It says at random, but I've picked my own. And we've got our token and our ghost token, which I will talk about when we need it, if we do. And then we are battling against this SMC. So this is basically, I think they call it a supermassive computer. So this is, we're talking about computer programs. So it does have an introduction. In a dystopian future, humanity's faith crumbled when morality became negotiable and empathy a weakness. In an effort to understand society's moral decay, a self-aware intelligence was created, a supermassive computer named Mother, designed to emulate human thought and emotion, as well as simulate desire and ambition. So we're basically trying to defeat this supermassive computer. So we also are starting with some objectives, and these are the objectives here. We have a copper, silver, and gold objective. And basically, to win the game, we need to complete the Hackman gold objective. And the goals are on the card. We can read these at any time. Won't concern ourselves with that too much. In the first third of the game, we are concerned with the copper objective. Now, we don't have to complete this to continue on to silver, but if we do, we get a benefit, and if we don't, we'll get something nasty probably. And then there's a silver one, which is concerned with green tokens for shifting and ghosting. So that's the reason that I've chosen Green Kelly Nexus, because she's good at using green things. So we have those all set up. Then we've created our network, which is standard anyway. And then we're preparing ourselves. So each decker, we have our avatar standee and a deck of cards. So this is Kelly's deck of cards, and they come in these lovely boxes. So they're all different. The different coloured deckers have different sets of cards, and ours are slightly better at green. So I think there's one specific card to Kelly, to the green players, but I'm not sure which one that is. But one of these. So we have slightly more green cards. So I will shuffle these. And we'll put them next to Kelly's cards. And we will now go into our entry space. So on Kelly's card, you can see starting type, green, entry space 6. So we will look here and we can see that number 6 is here. And we also, as it says starting type, we attach one green program to that space as well. Now, green programs also are blue programs on the other side. And red programs are also yellow programs on the other side. So there are a limited amount of those. And then in final steps, we follow the setup instructions on the left side of the SMC card. So on the SMC card, I just need to move this a bit now because I've moved things around. Oh, can't quite see those. Yep, that's good. So cycle and setup. So you can see here we have copper, silver, gold, and it says place one spark on each space on the purple network. On the purple server. So we're going to do that. These are double-sided as well, but we don't need to concern ourselves with the other side for this game. And then it says place 1 spark on each decker's entry space. So we put 1 on our space as well. So those are the setup instructions. And then we count the number of server tiles without an avatar standee. Place that many blue programs collectively on any spaces on the network. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to get 4 blue tokens. And these are move programs. So these help us move around. Now, for the copper objective, we want to keep sparks off number 4. But for the silver one, we want to have blue and green on odd numbers of 2 different servers. So it would make sense to have that on the green because we're there already. And then we can maybe pick one of the 2 closest ones. Maybe not this one because we have so many sparks there anyway. So I think what I'm going to do is make this so I can get over here to this blue server. And then I can put these anywhere. I have to spend 1 command, which I will show you from my cards, to move along here. But once I'm on, blue is moved. So once I'm in here, I can move anywhere along here without spending any commands. So I'll always need 1 to get in anyway. So I might as well not have 1 in the space that I am in. But thinking about getting around, maybe I will put 1 on 5. I could put them in the same one because I can collect 3 here and then transform them into an installation, which installations are even more powerful. But I think I'll go for 1 there. Is there any point in putting 1 there? I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, actually. I'm going to do that. Like I say, I have not played this game very much. I don't particularly know what I'm doing yet. And this is why I'm stumbling through. So we shuffle all the advanced command cards, which are the cards that I have been shuffling here. And we form a deck for those. So I'm going to put these up here, but I'm going to put them out. So we form an upgrade deck. So we look at 4 of these. So you can see this here. And then I draw 5 of my cards. So there are 15. So each phase, we have 3 turns in it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will always have 15 cards, so there are 10 more here. So we look at our 5 cards. So these are our basic cards. So we will see. And then we go through the sequence of play. To start, one thing I should also say is Kelly Nexus has a special power. Now, at the end of every turn, we can usually, if we haven't used all our cards, keep one card to hold over to the next turn. So we would have 6 cards in our hand for the start of the next turn. But Kelly's special power is we can keep 3 command cards for your next turn during the same cycle instead of the usual 1. So that's useful if we can't find anything to do with 2 or 3 of our cards, then we can keep them and have more cards for the next turn. So, bearing in mind, we have 5 cards in hand. And our objective in this round for Copper is to complete the goal. Space 4 on each decker's home server must be clear of all sparks or guardians. So that's this space here. Also, Copper says, during the command phase, any time a spark would enter a space 6, it is placed on space 4 of the same server instead. So we're going to go through the sequence of play. First of all is the intel phase, where we just check to see the cards to see if there's anything that we need to do. There isn't in this phase. We do have a start of turn effect on Alpha-Moby. So we go to the command phase. So we first resolve start of turn effects. And Alpha-Moby says, in each start of turn step, the active decker places 1 spark on their space. So we're going to place it on 6, which means that because it's going on 6, the rule for Copper is any sparks from 6 go on 4. And that's where we don't want sparks to go to be able to complete this. But there's nothing we can do about it. The next thing is spawn new sparks. But in the first turn of the first round, the first player to go doesn't do that. So we are not going to do that. So basically, because we don't want sparks on 4 or 6, we don't want to end up at the end of any turn on 4 or 6 if we can possibly help it. And thinking about silver, we need a green program on 5, 3, and 1, and on another server as well, which I'm thinking the blue one, 5, 3, and 1. So now we have to decide what we're going to do. Also, we want to upgrade. So the rules say quite specifically it's good to upgrade your cards. And it's not always completely simple about how you can do that, because there are ways of keeping cards, better cards than other cards. But also, the other thing it says is it's always good to get programs out onto the server as well. We want green programs, and also, if we have enough, we could do with getting green installations out, particularly. So we could, with memory steal and with focus, get a green program out straight away. But let's look. There's no green things here. You can see up here, you can see the little symbols, and this is what it takes to upgrade these things. These upgradable cards have special powers as well. So they have command symbols on them, but also special powers. For example, this nootropic bloom, we can have, this is a wild symbol, by the way, purple is wild. Or we can interrupt, discard this card to add a wild to another decker's action, which we can't do because there are no other deckers. But there is also execute. Flip one program anywhere on the network to its other side. Now this could be a useful card for us because blue, if we flip them, turn into green. And green is what we need for the second action. So that might be useful, and we could upgrade that card. We could upgrade Memory Steal to that card. But it does mean we're losing a green symbol. This one wants 3 red. So we could do that with Infiltrate and say Data Scan, because Data Scan has a wild, so this counts as anything. We have Read Request Intercept, which is 2 blue, so we could use Data Scan to get that. It has an execute action. Put this card plus up to 2 other cards from your hand on the bottom of your command deck. Then draw the same amount from your deck. So if we haven't got something maybe we need in our hand, this means we can just go through our deck a little bit, which is kind of cool. And Deception Spike needs 2 yellow, so we could do this as well. We could upgrade that to a yellow and a wild. And it also has an execute action. Remove 1 spark from your space. If you do, you may then place 1 yellow program there. Yellow programs we can modify so that it's like taking sparks out, basically. If we have 2 yellow sparks on a 2 yellow programs on a space with a spark, we can modify by spending a yellow and another card, and then we can delete the spark and turn it into another color. So that could be quite useful as well. Our green cards as well. And our green programs mean we can shift things. So shifting, if we spend green commands, like this one, we can then shift tokens. So we can shift any token, so sparks and other programs that we have, out of the space of a green program. So we can do that. And this will give us 2 shifts. But also, shifting means we can shift our green tokens. So this, I could move here. And honestly, I'd quite like to do that, but I think I'd quite like to move here first, because if I move here, I can shift this spark out as well. So I think I want to move. But I think first I'm going to upgrade this data scan. So I need 2 blue to upgrade to Read Request Intercept. And this gives me 2 blue. So I'm going to use this to upgrade to Read Request Intercept. So I take that card and it goes into my hand. And then I have to discard 1 card. So I'm always going to have 15 cards. So this data scan goes out of the game. This will not refresh until the end of the turn. So I've upgraded 1. This deception spike is quite good as well. Remove one spark from your space. If you do, you may then place a yellow there. Yeah. I need 2 yellow. I don't think I need right now to put a program in. But if I go to 4, green 4, I need to get away from there before the end of the turn, ideally. So I'm just trying to work out if I can do it. Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to use read request intercept to move. So I'm going to move. So I've got 2 blue commands. So we're going to move Kelly Nexus up here. And when you move, you can take programs with you. You can only take 3 of the same color. So I can move this here. And I actually don't need the other move. And then I'm going to use focus to shift. So I can push any programs or sparks per command spent to an adjacent space, either from my avatar or ghosts, and we haven't talked about ghosts, or from any space with green tokens or installations. So I'm going to spend that for 2. So I can move this spot because there's a green token here. I can move it out. So I'm going to move it to 3. And then I'm going to move this, because I can move green tokens as well, into 5. Because I want 1 in 5 for the silver. So now I need to move out of this space. And the only way I can do that is by creating a blue. But I do have memory still, which has a wild on it. So I can move 1. Before I do that, I'm just going to make sure. Do you know what I'm going to do first, actually? Before that, I'm going to upgrade. So this reset spark, it needs 3 red. And it will come into my hand, so I'll have 1 red and 2 wilds. And it also has an execute. On your space, either remove all sparks or replace 1 guardian with a spark of the same color. So that's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use these 2 cards to get the 3 red. commands that I need. So I'm going to get this card into my hand. So I need to discard one card, and I want to keep my green cards, and also this has a wild on it, and I've just got a card that gives me a red and 2 wilds. So this is the card, this infiltrate, I'm going to discard. So I've used this card as well, which means it goes into my discard pile. So we still have 5 cards. So now I've got this reset. So I want to move out of 4. Because if I don't, a spark from the special rules of Alpha-Moby will appear here. And this is exactly the place I don't want sparks. So I'm going to use reset spark to use these as blue. So I'm going to move. So I think I'll just use one of them to move here. I could move over here. I can move anywhere. But I'm going to get a spark in my space. Yeah, so maybe I won't go there actually, because at the end of this phase, we go through an SMC attack, and the SMC attack, it will, any sparks with any of my programs, they will destroy those programs. So if there is a spark here, after I've used my 15 cards, it will destroy this, or it will destroy a green, which I do want a green program in 3. So I think I'm actually going to move to 6 here. Okay. I have no use for this card, but it's fine because I can keep it, and because I'm killing Nexus, I could have kept 3, but I didn't need to. So we're going to call this the end of that turn. So at the end of the turn, end of turn effects, which there are none. And then we draw 5 cards if possible, and we can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we have 6 cards in hand. And then we restock, so we fill up the spaces. Wow. So we've got 2 deception spikes. And that is the end of the first turn. So then we go back to the start and we go to the intel phase. And I just want to read what the intel phase is. So we read the SMC card, any special rules throughout the entire game, which is just the start of turn effect. Then we check the top objective card of your goal. Yeah, so we're actually not doing the intel phase every turn. I'm wrong. We're just going back to the top of the command phase. So we resolve start of turn effects. So in each start of turn effect, the active decker places 1 spark on their space. So Kelly gets a spark on her space. And we look at the copper rule. During the command phase, any time a spark would enter a space 6, it is placed on space 4 of the same server instead. So actually, it's going on 4, which is fine, because this is the one that we need to keep clear only. Oh, what's happened? Oh, my camera's gone off. So sorry. Not sure why. Hold on a second. I will be... I'll be right back. Okay. I think, don't know. Anyway, where was I? Where was I? So yes, la 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 la. Resolve start of turn effects, and then spawn new sparks. So this is the first time we're doing this, but in the copper phase for Alpha-Moby, we do not. This is where the spawn step is. We don't spawn any sparks in the copper phase, so that is fine. And then we perform actions again. So now I have my 6 cards. So I'm doing pretty well, but what I need to do, I want to get preparing for the silver goal as well. So I want to get some green programs out. And I can do that by using 3 green commands to create a green program in my space. But let's just see if there's anything else we want. Yeah, so I think we could get one of these deception spikes. Now, this deception spike just needs 2 yellow commands to get it. So I could just spend diversion, but I would lose these 2 yellow. And in fact, in my hand right now, I have intercept, which is 1 yellow. So this is a way of keeping more things in your deck, being a bit cleverer about your deck, which I only learned by watching a video that Ricky Royal did. So I'm going to get one of these deception spikes, and I'm going to spend these 2. So I'm overspending. I only need 2 yellow commands, but I've got 3. So I'm going to get this into my hand. And I'm going to discard one of these from the game. So obviously, I'm going to discard this one. So that goes out of the game, which means this goes into my discard. So I'm keeping an extra yellow in my deck, which is pretty cool. I wonder how long that camera's been off. Not that long. Okay. So let's just see if we can get anything else. I don't want to lose green particularly. These DNI reboots, what's this? We get 2 wilds and reveal once a turn, put any number of cards from the upgrade area to the bottom of the upgrade deck, then restock the upgrade area. So reveal means I just reveal that I have it if we were playing with other people. But I just reveal it can only be used once per turn. And so it means we can refresh the market, which is pretty useful. And it only takes 1 one of anything. No, 1 wild. I do have this memory steal. So I would have to lose this memory steal to get this. But I would be getting 2 wilds anyway. So I'm not losing anything. I'm just getting that option of actually getting more cards. So yeah, this does make sense. So I'm going to use memory steal to upgrade to DNI reboot. And then this goes out of the game. So now actually I can reveal DNI reboot. We can put any number of cards from the upgrade area to the bottom of the upgrade deck, then restock the upgrade area. I don't think I want either of these. So we're going to shuffle these, and they go to the bottom, and then we're going to restock. I want some green ones, which we're not getting. That's fine. So let's look again. Duality. 1 yellow, flip 1 on your space to its other side. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It only takes 1 yellow. So I could overpay for this, because this is another way of getting green, which is what I want for the second one, the silver objective goal. Because I do have this blue one, which is good. I just don't know if I want yellow, but it does mean I can create green programs. I think I'm going to do it. So I'm going to spend these two. So I can spend anything I want. And I'm going to overpay for duality. So duality comes into my hand. And I'm going to lose data steal. And deception spike goes into my discard pile. Okay, I need to like do something. I think I'm going to spend these three to create 3 commands to create a green program. I do really want to move out of this space. So I'm going to use DNI reboots, and that's 2 wild. And I'm going to move 1 and take the green program with me because I want 1 there. And then 2, I'm going to move back here. But now I'm back here, I can move any way I want. So I think I'm going to move to 1. And that's going to be the end of my turn. I'm going to keep this card. So there are no end of turn effects. We draw 5 cards. So this is the last 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we restock. Wow, we've got no greens. Just the way the cards have come out. So we do resolve start of turn effect. So start of turn, each step, active player gets a spark in his place. Or her place. And we spawn new sparks, but we don't in the copper. So then we perform actions. So let me see. Yellow and red. Exotic software is very cheeky. We need a red, green, yellow, and blue command. And we get 3 wilds. Or execute, remove 2 programs of any colour from your space to place one installation of any colour there. That is pretty cool. We have Viral Splash, a red and a yellow, or Execute. Place 2 sparks in your space to place 1 red on up to 3 different open spaces anywhere on the network. Now, open spaces are spaces with not completely surrounded. I don't think that's particularly useful at the moment. Ping Nexus. Discard this card to add 1 wild to another decker's action. That doesn't work. I'll remove 1 installation from anywhere on the network to place up to 3 of that colour there. Oh wow, so you can get rid of installations you made. So that's not particularly useful now. Catalyst, if we were infecting, which is fighting basically, after the dice are rolled during any decker's infection action, you may discard this card to add +2 to the infect value, which I could tell you about at a later point. I think I will upgrade to that one just because it's useful to have. So I'm going to use Apprentice for the 1 command. That goes out and I get Catalyst into my hand. Red and yellow. I don't think that's going to be useful. So I need to get this spark out of here. So I think I'm going to use bypass to push this spark, so I can push any programs or sparks per command played to an adjacent space, either from your avatar or ghost space. Yeah, so I'm going to push this here. And then I'm going to play Duality. Flip on your space a command to its other side. So I'm going to flip this to green. So we now have a green in 1. And because this is the last turn, keeping cards is pointless. So I think I'm going to move. I'm going to use these 2 blue to move. And so I can spend 1 of them to move here and then move freely within these. And I think I will spend the other one to move to 2. And then I think I will just use these 3 cards to get 1, 2, 3. Well, it doesn't matter which way I do it. To get 3 red commands, which means I create a red program. So I can fight things now if I want to. So let's say I use these to do that. So I have 1 card left, and I can't do anything with this So we will just discard that. So that is the end of the first round. So when it's the end of the first round, we go to the SMC phase. So first of all is the SMC attack. So in the SMC attack, if any sparks are in spaces with red programs, they would fight until one of them was gone, but we don't have any of those. And then if any sparks are in the same space as any other programs, they would delete all the programs, but we don't have any sparks in the same place as programs. So then we resolve the objective. So the objective is space 4 on each decker's home server must be clear of all sparks and guardians. So this is the one that we need to be worried about. This one here, because I'm green, and on space 4 there are no sparks or guardians. So we've done that. So when we have completed that, we flip this over, and there's a win or lose side. So win, success. If she shuts the front door, we'll just come in the back. Place 1 green on each space 4 in every server. So we should do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got a lot of green now, which is good. And then we have something else. So we have these symbols. So this means in the green server, we move the lowest spark up 1. And again 1. And then blue server, the lowest up 1. And the lowest up 1 again. Now what's interesting about this is, which I hadn't realised, if you lose, it's the other way around. I don't know if that makes a material, I mean, it makes obvious difference, but I don't know if it's worse or better. But anyway, so we will do that. So in the green server, the lowest spark is at 6. So it's moving up, which means it goes to 1. So it goes around. So this will go here. And then we're doing that one again. So this one goes to 2. So it's actually come into our space. And then blue, the lowest one, which is 2, will move up 1 to 3. And then we'll move up 3 to 4. So now there are 2 sparks here. And that is the objective resolved. And the sparks moved, and then we go to the refresh phase. So this this objective is done. So in the refresh phase, I'll just go through this. We discard the current objective card. We've done that. We may refresh the upgrade area, so we can clear these out, and I think I'm going to. Oh, we should have refilled, sorry. So we should have that one as well. There should be 4 cards there by now. My fault. So we're going to get 4 new upgrades. Got some green ones, which is good. Then we restock, and each decker shuffles their discard pile of 15 cards to create a new face down deck, and then we draw again. So these are our 15 cards. Just going to check we've got 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. So I do like deck builders, which is why I got this. And I really like Ricky Royal. I watch a lot of his videos. And I like this system of upgrading. So you get the new card straight away, and you've always got the same number of cards in your deck. So then we draw 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. We've got a lot of green cards. That's good. So then we go back. So now we're at the intel phase. So we look at the new objective. There is just a goal and no special rules. The spawn step now is active, so I'll show you how that works. And the goal is have at least 1 green program or installation on each odd numbered space on X servers, where X is the number of deckers plus 1. So on 2 servers. That's our new goal. And as you can see, I already have green on 1 and 3 and on 5. And we have other green tokens around, so that is good. So that's it. That's our intel phase. So we've had a look, and then we go to the commands phase. So we resolve start of turn effects, and the start of turn step is active decker places 1 spark on their space. So we do have 2 sparks on our space. Now we want to not have a position where we get 3 sparks in a space, because then a guardian is created and they are problematic. So that's the start of turn effect, and then we have spawn new sparks. So as I just said to you, silver, we spawn a spark. So what we do is we have 2 dice, and these 2 dice have 1 to 6 and all the different areas. So we roll these for this spark, and we rolled yellow 3. So we put a spark on yellow 3 there, which is good. It could have been a lot worse. If a spark had come into one of these spaces with 2, they would immediately have created a guardian, and that would have been bad. When guardians appear, everything is wiped out from the space, apart from if it was I was there. So basically I need to, now we're into our actions phase. So basically I need to get green programs in these 3 spaces, 6 spaces on these 2 servers, and I need to have no sparks in those spaces. And I need to try and sort out the fact that we have 2 sparks here and 2 sparks here. I also have some green cards and green upgrades. So we have Ginger Cool. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we have Ginger Cool, which 2 green commands. We get a green and a wild. And during any decker's spawn step, which is when we're spawning sparks with the roll of the dice, discard this card to change 1 roll die to any face of your choice. That's pretty nice. We also have Digital Tattoo. When you play this card as part of an upgrade action, it also generates 1 wild. Okay, so I'm immediately going to get digital tattoo. So I'm going to use bypass to get digital tattoo. So now I can use digital tattoo straight away, and I can use it as an upgrade for an upgrade action, and it will now have a green and a wild. So I'm going to use it to get Ginger Cool. Now the thing is, digital tattoo is an advanced card. When advanced cards are discarded, they go back into the pool of cards here. So I can use this to get Ginger Cool. So that will go into my hand, but this card will go back here. So I've kind of got this card for 1 green, but by using digital tattoo. So also, so I can do it again. I'm going to upgrade again and get digital tattoo and get rid of this bypass. So I think it would be a good idea to do some pushing with my green cards. So I have these cards where I can push things around. So I could, for example, use these 3 to do 3 pushes. And I could, so I can push per command to an adjacent space, either from my space or from a space with any programs on the network. So I'm thinking I could push a spark because I don't want to have 2 sparks together. Although I could fight those, but not at the moment because I don't have any cards that will do that. So yeah, I think I'm going to spend these 3. And I'm going to push this spark to 6. I'm going to... push this spark to 4. 6. And with the last one, I'm going to push this one to 5. This green program. So now I have the 5, 3, 1. And I have a 5. And I have one here, so I can push that to 3. I could do that now with Ginger Cool, but I might use this for its interrupt. This Pied Piper card is quite interesting to me. Its execute action is relocate one program from anywhere on the network directly to your space. And if you look at the map, we have these green programs all over the place. So I think what I'm going to do is use read request intercept for 2 to put Pied Piper into my hand. And then I can keep 3 cards, so I don't have to spend these. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Pied Piper for its execute. Relocate one program from anywhere on the network directly to your space. And I'm going to move this program to me. And I think I'm going to stop there. I can keep these 2 in my hand. So I'm going to do that. So we resolve end of turn effects, which there are none. We draw 5 cards. So now we're going to have 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we restock. Okay. And then we go to start of turn effects. So we are going to put a program, a spark in our space. I think I might fight this now. So yeah, resolve start of turn. Spawn new spark. So we are going to spawn a spark. So let's see where that's going to go. Just move that up there. And it is in my space. So this white one means where I am. And it means spawn in 3. Now, I do have interrupt. During any deck of spawn step, discard this card to change one rolled die to any face of your choice. So I'm going to use that because I don't want it in 3 because I want this clear. So I'm going to change this to yellow. It's risky, but I think yellow 3. It's less risky than it being here. So we spawned new spark and we're going to perform our actions. So I still have 6 cards. I want to take on these now. So we have 2 sparks here and I've got 1 red spark, which means I can infect. So infecting, which I've not done before. If at least 1 red program is present, roll dice. So we roll the red and the black dice, which are just 1 to 6 dice. I am red and the SMC is black. And we get +1 for each program, and the SMC gets +1 for each spark. That's all we need to worry about on the board. And also, I can use cards to add to that total. Ooh, but I'm not going to do that because I have reset spark. So the execute action on reset spark on your space, either remove all sparks or replace one guardian with one spark of the same colour. So I'm going to use that. Reset spark. Play it. So we remove them. Nice, powerful card. Oh, I need to look at upgrading as well. I've got a lot of yellow. So, I'd quite like to move. I can use sabotage to move. Maybe I'll stay where I am. I'm going to use my focus. Hold on. I could upgrade to magnetic pulse. Yeah, so magnetic pulse requires 3 green, so I can use sabotage and focus for 1, 2, 3 green commands. And this gets me a green command and 2 wild. And we can relocate installations or guardians from anywhere on the network directly to your space, which is not useful for me at the moment, but it gets me more wild tokens. And yeah, so it makes complete sense. I can keep the focus. Yeah, so I'm going to upgrade to magnetic pulse. And I'm going to lose sabotage. And focus goes over there. I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So I want to move. I think I'm just going to stay here. I want to move some things about. So I'm going to use magnetic pulse for 3. And I will move this green here, this green here. So now I have 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, and I have no sparks in those positions. And I could do another one. I could move no, I can't move the spark, but I could move a green program. Do you know what I think I will do? I think I'll move this 4 to 3. And then I think just because it gets me another program on the board, I'm going to use duality and diversion for the 3 commands to get a yellow program in my space. And I have catalyst left, so I'm going to keep catalyst. So no end of turn effects, and we draw 5 cards. So this is the last 5. And we restock. And then we go into our last turn. So we resolve start of turn effect. So we put a program in our space, spark, beg your pardon. And then we spawn new sparks. So let's see where this is going to be. It's only 3 yellow that would be a real problem. It's 3 green. Okay. So I need to deal with that because at the end, in the SMC phase, this spark would destroy these two before we resolve the objective. So I need to move that, but I can quite easily move it. I don't really have much to... Well, I could do... So Catalyst is quite useful. I can keep it, and after the dice are rolled, when I do an infect action, this will add 2. So it can be a security blanket. And I do have DNI Reboot as wild, and Reroute as wild. So I could add 3, potentially 4, 5, if I wanted to attack that spark. I could also create a yellow program, and I could remove this, which I might do that. I haven't used the remove yet. Okay, let's try this. So I'm going to use... Oh, no, I'm going to use Deception Spike. So execute, remove 1 spark from your space. If you do, you may then place 1 yellow there. So I'm going to move. I'm going to use Decrypt just to move 1. And I'm going to take the yellow and the red with me because I can. So I didn't need 2. But then I'm going to use Deception Spike to remove 1 spark from my space. If you do, you may then place 1 yellow there. So I'm removing this spark. And I'm getting a yellow program there, which is good because now with yellow programs we can modify, and we need more yellow than more yellow programs than sparks. And if we do, then we go through a process where basically I can remove sparks without the worry of rolling dice. So it's just it's a known quantity basically. Okay. Is there anything else I want to do? Oh, you know what? I can use DNI Reboot. I don't think there's anything else I need to do. I've got 1, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, and there are no sparks there. This copycat card is very tempting to me. So it takes 4 different, but I have Reroute and DNI Reboot, which give me a yellow and 3 wilds. So that is that, and this gives me 3 wilds. So I'm going to upgrade to this. So I'm going to use these 2, and I have the 4, and then I'm going to discard, get rid of Reroute, and get Copycat into my hand, and then DNI Reboot I will keep. So that's good. So I can make some programs here. The question is, what do I need to do? Now, Hackman is difficult. So I could do with potentially, for reasons which it might be too complicated to explain. Create a green installation somewhere in this blue section. So I am going to use copycat to create a green program in my space. Because my idea will be to make a green installation, which means we can ghost. And ghosting is cool because a ghost, so this Hackman, I can't go into its space to defeat it, but my ghost can go into its space. So it means that I'm able to go ghost into its position without well, I can just get in its place, basically. Now also, the Hackman will keep coming to my position, and when he does, he will destroy everything. So I'm actually going to move. I'm going to move one, and I can because this is wild, and I'm going to move here. Actually, I could move over here. Yeah, I'm going to move here. Because I'm in a blue already, so this doesn't cost. So that's the one move. Okay. And there's nothing I can do with this card, so that's that. So let me just check I've got 15 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Okay. So now we go to the SMC phase. And SMC, oh, sorry. First of all, end of turn effects, which there are none. Draw 5 cards, we can't, and we restock. Beg your pardon. And then we do the SMC attack. So no reds and sparks together. Here you can see there's a spark in a blue space, so that goes out. And there are no other spaces like that. Then we resolve the objective. So have at least one green command, a green program or installation on each odd numbered space in 2 servers. So we've got 135 and 135. So yes, we have succeeded in that. So success. Sometimes a decker's sharpest tool is their mind. On a random server, place 1 spark on each of its spaces that is clear of all sparks. Always forget the names of things. Each spark, installation, guardian, and green programs and green installations. Okay, so we have to roll the die. So it's yellow, so that's going to be quite a lot of them. So yeah, could have been better. I mean, we're not concerned with the yellow. On each space that is clear of. So actually, it's just upping the level because, yeah, it's not great. And I think probably it will mean we might get a... Anyway, so we've done the SMC attack. We've resolved the objective. We move sparks. So here, yellow, so the highest yellow is moving down 1. So yellow 6 is moving down to 5. The lowest blue is moving up 1, so that is 4. They're going to 5. The lowest red here is 3. That's going to 4. And the highest green, which is at 6, is going to 5. Okay. And we move sparks and we refresh, so that goes out. Refresh phase. Refresh. Yep. So refresh is discard the current objective card, refresh the upgrade area. Do we want to do that? I kind of like psionic scatter. 2 green, relocate any number of green anywhere on the network, each to a space adjacent to its current. That's kind of tempting. The other one's not so much. I think I'll keep them. So we're going to shuffle our discard. And draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, wow, 4, 5. So we go to the intel phase. So we look at Hackman and we have setup. So we stack 1 grey Guardian and 1 yellow so we'll do it like that. I saw someone do it like this, which is good. Both from the supply or network if empty, blah, blah, blah. This is the Hackman set aside for now. Rules: the Hackman and all black or grey Guardians. During each start step, the Hackman is relocated directly to the active Decker's space. And when white Guardians go into or are present, move to a space, they wipe everything out of it. And because these white Guardians, they deny avatars entry to the space. So what that means is avatars cannot voluntarily move to or exist in the same space as a white Guardian, only ghost tokens can. If for any reason an avatar is in the same space as the white Guardian, immediately relocate that avatar to a random space in the network using the dice. Yeah. So that's why I have moved to an empty space, because they won't get rid of any of my tokens. So that's the intel phase. Okay. And now we do start of turn effects. So at each start of turn, the active decker places a spark in their space. So the goals for the Hackman, we need to remove the Hackman like you would remove a Grey Guardian. Each avatar must be in their entry space. It's interesting. Because I have a card that gets downgrades Guardians. I'm just going to check something. Excuse me. There is something about it. That's very interesting. Okay, that is super interesting. So I can use Reset Spark. It has an execute action. On your space, either remove all sparks or replace one grey or black Guardian with one grey or black of the same colour. Now, I can't be in the same space as the Hackman, but I can use my Ghost to go there and use this card. My Ghost operates exactly the same, but my Ghost is not me, so it can go into the Hackman space. So that's super interesting. But it's just getting there. I really don't want to spend this. What I need to be careful of as well is wherever I end up. Well, let's think about this first. Okay, so we've resolved the start of turn effect. We're spawning new sparks, so we have to spawn another one. And that is 2 blue, which is where I am, which is fine. Because I will explain why. So sorry. Before I do that, start of turn effect is the Hackman relocates directly to the active decker's space. So the Hackman is going to come here, and he's going to get rid of everything that's in that space apart from me, and then I relocate. So I'm going to go somewhere else. Blue 3. Huh. Well, that's actually pretty nice. Blue 3. So the Hackman is here. So, okay. Yeah, tricky. So now, I'm going to use, is there anything I can upgrade? I don't think there's anything I want at this point. I'm going to use magnetic pulse for the 3 green that it has to put a green program in my space. And then to install So I can turn this into an installation, which is what I need to be able to get to the Hackman. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use Deception Spike to use this wild, to use 1 green. So these 3 turn into a green installation. So here you can see, I don't know which way around that's supposed to be, green installations. So there you go. Now I don't want to be here. I want to be in a clear space because the Hackman is going to come here. But I can create a red spark by using this card, the 3 of those. So I'm going to do that, a red program, beg your pardon. Because I need one of those to be able to fight the Hackman. Now the Hackman, because it's a guardian, if we do the infect action, we can we can attack guardians, but it gives them a +4 to the roll. But I need to move now. So I'm going to spend these 3. So I can spend 3 commands of any type to get a wild. So I can use that wild to move 1. And I'm going to move here. I think that's a good thing because he will get rid of this spark. Yeah. So I've used all my cards. So we resolve end of turn effects, which there are none. We draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we restock, but there's nothing to restock. So we resolve start of turn effects. Each start of turn, the active player places 1 on their space. So I get a spark in my space. Now, that's interesting, actually. What do we do first? Start of turn effects. I think it does say which order it goes in. On any components, be sure to check the SM keys. You as the active decker, choose the order. That's great. So I can spawn that and then move the Hackman to me. And he destroys everything. I haven't said this, but if we run out of sparks, we lose the game. Nice. So that was start of turn. So now we are spawning. And it's 6 purple. I do have Ginger Cool, which lets me change one of those outcomes, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm just going to keep it there. And then we perform actions. Okay, so can we do this now? I could get 3 plus 3 red. I could move things. I think I just want to check that Guardians do get rid of installations. I am pretty sure. Yeah, they remove everything. So I could potentially risk this now. What I could do is I could use these 3 to move 1 as a blue, move here. And then my ghost I can use for free. So I could ghost. No, I don't think I could actually. because I would need to ghost and move, which would spend another blue to move that there. So I don't think I've got quite enough. I've got a lot of green. I can keep 3 of these cards, you know. I only have 1 more round to do this. Green, I can move things. So let's think about that. So I could move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things. Oh. But I do need to move as well. So I can move 3. I could change this into a blue for me to move. And then I can use these 4 to move things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this 1. And because there's green here, I can move this 2. Then move this 3. Hold on, he's going to move. No, leave that there. Move this here. Ah, so difficult. So I did 1, 2, 3. So I've got another 1. I'm going to move this 4. So that's my 4 green moves. And then I'm going to move 1. So I will move here. No, not here. Because of spark, I'll get 2 sparks. I'll move here. And I've got 1 red left, which I can keep. Okay. No end of turn effects. Draw 5 cards. These are the last 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's not bad. And restock, no. So then we go to start of turn. So we'll place 1 spark in my place. And the Hackman will move to where I am, get rid of that spark. Then we will spawn new sparks. Oh, and I'm going to move somewhere. So I'm going to move to purple 2. Okay. And then we're going to spawn new sparks. Me in 2. So where I am, I think that's okay. Oh, this is going to be difficult because I have to get back to my original place as well. So I am going to perform actions. So let's see what I've got. I'm going to reveal my DNI reboot, which I can put any number of cards from the upgrade area to the bottom of the upgrade deck, then restock. So I'm going to put them all out. Just to see, there's nothing that I want, and something like Livewire Voodoo would be good. Okay, that's just revealing. I also have Copycat, which I can reveal this card along with another card from your hand to perform that other card's execute text without discarding it. And I have Pied Piper, relocate one program from anywhere on the network directly to your space. Yeah, I think I'm in trouble. I need 1, 2, 3 to get here. What have we got up here? Livewire Voodoo. Actually, I think, ironically, the cards that I got rid of might have helped me more. Two green. Just getting back. I don't think I can get... Okay, I'm going to try it. So I'm going to use Pied Piper and Decrypt to get 4 move. So that is 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to use ghosts. Just checking about ghosts. Yeah, I can't split this up. So I'm going to have to ghost. So I declare that I'm going to ghost here. And I'm going to... I'm just not going to be able to get back. I'm going to... Why did I not keep that card that was good? Execute. Silly me. Okay, at least I'm gonna kill Hackman. So I'm gonna use this to move, but I'm gonna move the ghost here, and they're gonna take these programs with it. And then I'm going to attack infect. So to try and win this, I'm going to do something risky. My ghost is going to infect Hackman. They have already got 4. I have got 2. I have my catalyst, which means I can add 2 to mine. So we are equal. So it would just be on this dice roll. They are black, I am red. And the reason I'm doing this is because if I use copycat, I haven't got enough to get back to my starting server space, which I need to do. So it's basically all on this die roll. I am red, they are black. I do have +2 with my catalyst though, which makes us equal. Okay. So they have won. So I'm not gonna, so it would be, they'd be 10 and I'd be 9. So I'm not gonna use catalyst. Because I've lost, I lose one of my red spark programs and my ghost comes off. And now I can attack again. So I'm going to do it again. My ghost has come here to attack. They're +4 and I would be +3. And I got 6 and they got 1. So I don't need to use that card. They are at 5. I am at 6, 7. So I have defeated them. Huh? That's right, isn't it? Yes, that is right. So my ghost is finished, and then I will use copycat to move 3. So I go 1, 2, and that's the end of my turn. I don't think I need to do anything else. So we resolve end of turn effects. We draw 5 cards, and we can't, and we restock upgrade. And then we go into the SMC phase. SMC attack. So there's nothing in red, but they will take away everything that is with a spark. So that's it. So that's the end of the SMC attack, and then we resolve the end. And basically, all that says is nom nom nom. Oh, sorry. We have to make sure. So remove the Hackman, and each avatar must be on their entry space, which I am, and we have. Nom nom nom, you led that thing around the network and took advantage like a pro. Congratulations, you have won. Playing against an upgraded SMC, then continue with the final gold cycle instead. No. So there you go. I beat it, and I think I did it right. I think that was right. Yeah. When we lose, we remove one program, and that's with anything. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did that right, and I won. So there we go. That took a couple of hours, but explaining everything, and actually, it was really helpful for me talking through it. made a lot more sense in my brain as well. And I think I did quite well in upgrading, because we got upgraded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of our 15 cards, which I really like. I love the upgrading mechanism. And actually, once you know the rules, which I think I do, it becomes pretty easy to kind of like work out. And I really enjoyed that. I hope you did too. That is the solo of Deckers. I think I probably will play this some more. I am not going to be around a lot to do live streams over Christmas. I am very busy, but I will try and get on maybe once or maybe twice. And then I will see you in the new year. Sorry about that, but just the way things go. I have to work. But I hope you enjoyed this playthrough of Deckers. I really like it. That was loads of fun. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.